Peace, 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 peace. Happy Resurrection Day. It's your sister Rue, MaWu Lisa Temple, beautiful upstate New York, Hudson Valley, and it is the 20th of April, 2025. Here we are. It's what people call Easter Sunday. I call it the day before Resurrection Day. The day before Easter Sunday, but that's not even what we're here for today. I'm here to say peace to everyone and will that everyone is having a beautiful, beautiful day. You know, I wasn't going to make a video today. I think that sometimes when holidays come around, we get so repetitive. We tell people the same thing over and over every year. And it's like people going to believe what they want to believe and they're going to do what they want to do, period, in the story, right? But you know, what I want to talk about this year, I wasn't going to make a video, like I said, but I had a friend call me, one of my companions, and asked me, do I remember a video I made like 13 years ago? I'm like, no, I don't. You got to send it to me. You got to send it to me. I don't know what I was talking about 13 years ago. But I'm anxious to see later when they share it with me. And if it's not too crazy, I'll share it with you. But this is what I want to share with you this year. You know, as it is, we are in Aries season. We are almost out of Aries season, moving towards Taurus season. But, you know, Aries, the ram, that represents this era, this time. And we are celebrating, if you will, the resurrection of Jesus the Christ. Now, I'm no expert. I'm no expert, but what I will tell people is that the one thing I have to be an expert on before I leave this mud ball, this reality, is me. So I'm always sharing with you from my perspective, and I welcome your comments, your concerns, your complaints, you know what I'm saying, your experiences, because we are here doing this together. We are healing out loud together. This is what it's about for me. It's about healing. It's about legacy. It's about letting my family, my children, my grandchildren, my future grandchildren, my future great-great-grandchildren see what it looks like to hold yourself accountable, and not only that, be transparent in a way that allows you to not overshare, if you will, but will allow you to share enough of yourself with the world that they could benefit from some of the lessons, some of the possible lessons, even if it's do the exact opposite thing, just benefit from some of the lessons that that I've had, you know, along this journey, because it's been crazy. It's been deaths and rebirths, and that's what we're here celebrating today. During the full moon of this particular phase of Aries, we had a full moon in Libra, but it was 100% illumination in Scorpio, and I found that so interesting, and I remember focusing on that so much because I thought about, this is a 9-year, you know, and you know, that 9-year that represents that beginning, that birth, is what's celebrated in this time of year, spring and forth. You know, taking the initiative to do new things, flowers popping out the ground, trees starting to bud, you know, and people starting new ventures and basically becoming new versions of themselves, the world coming a new version of itself. Every flower will not be in the same place it was last year. Check it out. Trust me on that. And the trees move too. But what I will say to you is that I take this time to look at that information, like this time being a transformation time. And I think about what they talk about Jesus in the tomb and his transforming, and when he rose, you know, there was a transfiguration that they could not recognize him, but he was the same. You know, in these times when we are moving through our journey, we will be reborn several times if you're fortunate. I can say for myself that I don't know how many times I've been reborn in this. And, you know, when I think about reborn in the religious sense, you know, whether it's a person, you know, rededicating their life to Christ, or just giving their life to the church, or becoming, you know, Jewish, or accepting Islam, or whatever faith or whatever walk they're doing, this is a rebirth. This is them saying, I'm shedding the old me and I want to be this version of me that works within this system that's supposed to help and shape and transform me into a better person, if you will. For those of you who follow MaWu Lisa Temple, of course, it's going to be some trucks and motorcycles. It's a beautiful day. But for those who follow MaWu Lisa Temple, you know that the last couple of years we've been focusing on morals, right? Not just morals, but human rights, and then it moved into morals. And so unmasking morality, which is the series we've been doing for a little bit over a year now. We talk about this moral compass and, what shapes it, what molds it, how does it change along the journey. And in having this time where I just thought it was so beautiful that the moon slipped from Scorpio so simply into Libra full moon, which is the balance. So it was like, yeah, as soon as we die, as soon as we let go of this stuff, we can balance it on out, and I really appreciated that because, last year for me, in terms of the spiritual year, because again, spring is the new year. In this last year for me, a lot of what I've been working on is, just learning how to let some things go, some long-standing things I knew and things I didn't. Sometimes we holding on to stuff we don't even know it. Real talk. Like, you don't even realize that you holding on to something, that you don't need. And I thought, just when looking at that transit between Scorpio and Libra, I just saw that if you just let it go, you can easily move yourself back into balance. It's when you struggle, you make your scales flutter, you know what I mean? And me having a Libra rising, that meant a lot to me. And having my Chiron in Aries meant a lot to me. One of the things that, I struggle with is making sure that I always do what I'm doing for the reasons I know I'm doing it. Not for show, not for praise, not for glory, not for money, none of that. What I do, you can, as my grandma say, like it or lump it. You know what I'm saying? Because this is not for you. But it is, and and so in this time, when I take today and I reflect upon today, I think about all the people who have gone to church, and today was their day to be reborn into, a life where they can shape and mold it. And, I tell people, I challenge you to look at your morals. Just like one day, sit down and ask yourself, what do I stand on? What do I believe? And why? Do I look like it? Am I walking it and talking it? Or am I just talking it and then I'm walking sideways? Or vice versa? I think sometimes we grow up a little bit spiritually. We grow up on this journey and we think that's enough. You constantly hear me tell you, this is never going to stop. This is going to keep going. You know what I mean? This is going to keep going if you're fortunate. I look at it as a great opportunity to keep pushing myself further. And that's just me, and not pushing myself in the way of I need to accomplish anything on the outside for anybody to say, oh, you made it to this point. I'm talking about, I know what I was and who I was and how I was 13 years ago. So I'm interested to see what they gonna send me in this video I said, because I could have been saying anything. I don't know. But I can promise you whatever I was saying was sincere from my heart. It was sincere from my heart. I promise you. I always speak from there. I always speak from, my honesty, saying as best I could, so I'm just interested for that. And, I think in making this video here, what I'm really just willing for everyone to take away from this is embrace these opportunities to change, regardless of what they call it. Embrace these reminders to move yourself forward on the board, if you will, of this journey, because you know, when you look at these things and you be like, oh, well, they celebrate, they worshiping. It's like, what does that mean? What does that look like in your walk? You know, what does Resurrection Day look like in your walk? What does Transformation Day look like in your walk? What is transformation? What is transmutation look like in your walk? And those are two very different words. So I suggest you look at them both. But I bet you I said something about that in that other video. But transformation, transmutation, these are different things, and we ask ourselves, instead of worrying about what they believe in is the truth or not, how about we look at how does that relate to my moral compass and how I live my life and walk my journey, and take this time to initiate a dive deep inside yourself, because everything that you have to really understand this reality, this walk, to get the best out of it, to enjoy it the most, is already in you. It's already with you. Nobody can give it to you. No book can tell you about it. No cards can predict it. No shells, no bones, no prayers. Everything is in you. Everything is in you. That is the magic. You are the mystery. You know, you want to know the mystery? You're it. You know what I'm saying? You're it. Because you have no idea what you're going to be tomorrow, later on today. But this is your Sister Ru, just again giving you some of my love on this day, and willing that everyone is having a fantastic transmutation, transformation, transfiguration kind of energy. So until next time, peace.